This is Dr. Malini, who is currently a physician at Kodaikanal International School for over 20 years. And she has done an MBBS from CMC Vellore, DMB in Family Medicine at Christian Fellowship Hospital, Onamchatram, and a diploma in Family Medicine at CMC Vellore. And so, Dr. Malini, what advice do you have for students who are interested in studying in the field of medicine? Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Johan, for having me. Let me start with some general advice to choose a career in general. It's good to have three basic ducks in a row. First is choose something you're good at. Second is choose something you really enjoy doing. And third is choose something that's sustainable. In other words, that will give you food on the table, provide you with the kind of life you want to live, as in has the monetary factors as well. So these are the things. And if all those things are fulfilled, you're a lucky individual, right? So for those who, not everybody who enjoys medicine or who even would be really good at medicine, unfortunately, our assessment systems are skewed towards people who approach learning or respond to teaching in a particular way. And from the teaching system in schools to the assessment systems, which is very, very exam-based, to getting into a profession of choice, it's all skewed towards people who are who perform in assessments in a particular way. So unfortunately, what colleges are looking for are those who would be really good at the more science and mathematics kind of background. Now, it doesn't mean that those kind of people are actually going to be good at medicine. They might think they will be. Often it's the very brilliant physicists or chemists or biologists might actually do better in pure science, microbiology or biochemistry or pure physics or astrophysics. And so for those who enjoy all the sciences, there are actually broader fields that are sort of parallel or offshoots of what is traditionally considered medicine, which might be much more suitable. In fact, it's the more middle of the road, and I shouldn't say middle of the road, it's the hard workers, not necessarily the brilliant flashes, but the hard workers who really do well in medicine because it's hard work, and people who are not afraid of hard work. Let's start there. One is to be able to face hard work and be able to progress because of hard work and not just because of flashes. Certainly, intelligence is helpful, but it's not the main factor. Intelligence coupled with the ability to work hard, an organized mind. These are the kinds of things to be able to look at in yourself and say, okay, so I have this kind of an approach to a problem. I have an intelligence towards it, or to that kind of problem. I have an ability to organize a problem and sort of break it down structurally. I mean, not necessarily compartmentalize, but to be able to approach it from a more in a structured and organized way. And thirdly, the ability to work at it. And that's really what every field of medicine requires. So one is, does this person, this student, have the kind of characteristics that lead to feeling comfortable in a field of medicine, right? Secondly is, of course, and I would actually put that first, the kind of characteristics, personal characteristics. Secondly is then liking the sciences and the kind of scientific approach to things. And then thirdly, being good at it, right? And you may think that I've put this in reverse order from what you may have thought, but I believe this is the order it should go in. Does the person have the characteristics? Does the person like it? And then is the person good at it? So to consider a career in medicine, it often starts fairly early on, the start or middle of high school, because the kinds of subjects you take in high school are important. So therefore the sciences, math, those kind of things. Nevertheless, a strong part of medicine is communication. So being able to communicate effectively in your subject and in the language that is required to be communicated in. So communication skills, very, very important. Then secondly is, where is the student thinking of studying? Now, if this student wants to study in India, then India requires all three sciences. Now, many of our Cody graduates have done chem and physics here, because Cody's scheduling does not permit three sciences. Sometimes kids are told that it's the IB that doesn't permit. Actually, the IB in India has allowed for students to take three sciences and drop a social science, or take 4 high-level subjects, 7 subjects with the IB, so that students in India can pursue medicine with the three sciences. So these are allowances or additions that the IB has provided for students in India, IB students in India. Unfortunately, our Cody school scheduling doesn't permit for the three sciences. So what many of our students have done is either take physics and chem here, because many students feel that, and our science teachers feel that the direct one-on-one facilitation by the teachers here is much more important for physics and chem, whereas it may be easier to study bio online. Some students have done bio and chem because they kind of go hand in hand, particularly IB bio, and has a lot of biochemistry with it. And so bio and chem kind of go hand in hand, and have taken physics online, which is much more difficult. It's online physics, the AP physics can be difficult to study without a teacher. But that depends on what the student prefers to do. The third, so there's one other aspect, and that is the bio that IB offers is biochemistry and molecular biology. Whereas the bio required, the bio that is done in Indian schools is botany and zoology. Medicine, once a person has gone into medicine, actually the bio is much more microbiology and biochemistry. And frankly, the zoology and botany is largely common sense. With the little bit of zoology and botany that we do as IB students, the rest is largely common sense and a little bit of reading. So it's really not difficult for our students. Certainly, when I did my IB at Cody School, I did 3 sciences. And the bio, of course, was biochemistry and molecular biology. I did not find the entrance exams difficult because I have enough of an interest in zoology and botany, and a lot of it is common sense. So this is a pointer for students who want to study in India. Now, students who want to study elsewhere, I believe the grounding that one gets in physics and chemistry here is invaluable. And it's often difficult to gain a grounding in physics, particularly in college, because it moves a lot faster. Whereas colleges are often looking for biology as a background. Some colleges, some may not, but in the US, it may not be as difficult to have, it's not difficult to have absolutely no background and catch up in college. So I would suggest to a student, to an IB student in Cody School, to definitely do bio and perhaps chemistry, and consider taking physics, AP physics off the record. Not, I shouldn't say off the record, apart from this, outside the IB, or take physics and chem or physics and bio and take the third science of the outside of the IB. But I think it's important, and many of our students, now here's the thing, European colleges do require all 3 sciences, and whether it is medicine or veterinary. So our students who have gone to Europe have done an AP, either physics or bio outside of the IB, and chosen to take the 2 of the sciences here. So it's important to know in advance where you're going and what the requirements are. So that, and I would say, look at that by 10th grade so that you're prepared in 11th grade or even in 9th grade. The advantage now in the past 2 years is the 9th and 10th graders are doing all 3 sciences together in both years, rather than doing a semester of each and not really having enough contact time with each of the sciences. So they, even if they drop one science in 11th and 12th for the IB, they're pretty capable of catching up later or taking it as an AP course just in 12th grade. Or some students have been able to take just one semester of the third science and be able to do the whole AP course of required for college. So it's not as difficult as it sounds. Again, a person needs to be committed and a hard worker, and that enough intelligence to see it through. Okay, thank you for having me, and you're very welcome.
Yeah, take care.